Maayong buntag kanatong tanan. A happy Saturday to all. It is with pride that PIU7 is the venue of the second official press briefing of no less than the spokesperson of President Rodrigo Roa Duterte. So without further ado, we'd like to welcome back to Cebu, once again, our very own presidential spokesperson, Secretary Harry Roque, for updates from Malacanang.
Welcome to the second Malacanang press briefing here in Cebu. This is already the second. Let me begin with some good news. Marawi residents will soon experience modern e-trikes for transport and livelihood opportunities. This after the Department of Energy and the Task Force Bangon Marawi signed yesterday a Memorandum of Understanding for the turnover to Marawi City of energy-efficient electric tricycles known as e-trikes. These e-trikes are versatile, lithium-ion, battery-powered vehicles equipped with battery management system that protects against overcharging and overheating. Each e-trike can carry up to 6 passengers and can drive through different terrains from flat to mountainous area. To ensure sustainability of operations of these e-trikes, Marawi City shall establish charging stations on the road for faster charging. Good news for those who love travel selfies. We are pleased to announce that the Philippines has improved its ranking in the 2018 Henley Passport Index. We are now 72nd, climbing 3 places from previous year's rank of 75th. This means all holders of Philippine passports can now enjoy visa-free access to 63 countries worldwide. The index is a global ranking of all foreign passports based on the number of countries that the passport holder can access visa-free, which was released by Henley and Partners, the global leader in residence and planning. We are assuring everyone that our people at the Department of Foreign Affairs will continue to look towards securing visa-free access of Filipinos to more countries. Now, I know that there's been, let me continue first with the good news. We have rolled out driver's licenses with 5-year validity in Region 7. We're pleased to inform everyone that license cards with 5-year validity for transactions from November 2, 2016 to present are now available for release. 8 field offices at the LTO in Region 7 have already started releasing the cards since January 3, 2018. Following offices in Cebu Province are City Licensing Center, Talisay City Extension Office, Carcar District Office, Toledo City District Office, Danao City District Office, and Lapu-Lapu City Extension Office. We also have Bayawan City District Office and DLRO Robinsons Dumaguete City in Negros Oriental. Please take note that the releasing of cards is from Mondays to Fridays at 8 to 5 for both current transactions of the day and backlog, and every Saturday from 8 to 5 to cater backlog printing only. Personal appearance of a client is a must. He or she must present his or her original official receipt license transaction or temporary driver's license. Due to the volume of transactions and for claimants who cannot be served on the day, the claimants are listed. They are then given the schedule as to when to come back, priority number, and form to pick up. Now, let me give you a few statements on passport application, knowing that there's been a backlog in the grant of passport appointments, no? Of course, we understand the frustration of our kababayans, and the government, that through the Department of Foreign Affairs, is exerting efforts now to improve passport application, no? Now, at yesterday's launch of the Philippine passports with 10-year validity, the Department of Foreign Affairs announced that it has made and is planning several improvements in its passport system, no? This will include further streamlining the process of passport application, improvement in the online appointment system, opening of more passport slots to the public, 230,000 additional slots from August to December 2017 through the following: cancellation of 50,000 bogus appointments, increased capacity of DFA Asiana from 1,900 to 3,300 through the addition of data capturing machines and personnel, and removal of 1,200 slots in the DFA ASEANA previously reserved for travel agencies. Opening of additional consular offices outside Metro Manila, deployment of passport on wheels vehicles starting January 28 to decongest the consular offices in Metro Manila, continued deployment of weekly mobile passporting services in key locations nationwide, and working towards the implementation of an e-payment system. Strict implementation of the courtesy lane for those who are entitled to it by law, senior citizens and one companion, persons with disabilities, children below 7 years old with parents and siblings, and visibly pregnant women. Availability of OFW lane for OFWs with sufficient status, proof of status, such as e-Dole card, valid employment contract, work visa, including those who will be working abroad for the first time. Reduction of the automated fingerprint identification system backlog from 33,000 to 0. And finally, this is on the social weather station survey on revolutionary government. No? The president has said that he does not want a revolutionary government, but this does not mean he would prevent citizens from expressing their support to the revolutionary government. As we can see from the latest SWS survey, our people are divided on revolutionary government, with 39% saying they disagreed, 31% agreed, and 30% undecided about the issue. The president has time and again said he mentioned the revolutionary government only in the context of kapag naghihingalo na ang republika. So I open the floor now to your questions, please.
Who would like to ask the first question? We also have questions here from Malacanang Press Corps, which I will ask later on. Okay, go ahead.
The e-trike projects, sir, will you be expanding these to other areas?
Well, right now, of course, it is the DOE's policies to encourage the use of e-vehicles. No? Under the train, we have also provided for zero excise tax for electric vehicles because this is obviously sustainable, no? And is friendly to the environment. So yes, I would say that the use of e-trikes will be expanded beyond Marawi.
Can you give us specifics, sir?
I know specifics yet because the DOE would know more of the specifics.
EBS?
Sir, hello. Sir, could we know if Malacanang has called a courtesy call to Helen Lim, the owner of NCC in Davao?
I am not cognizant of whether or not Helen Lim has had a courtesy call, but I will check.
Okay, Sec, I have here questions from Malacanang Press Corps. First is from Leila. Good morning. Question ko, does Malacanang approve of the OSG's move to withhold drug war records from the SC? What can it say about the observation that the Solgen's decision strengthens the view that the police or the admin have something to hide? If the reports will just be for the court's consumption, will these jeopardize future police operations? Why can't the Solgen just redact sensitive info and then provide the reports to the SC? Thank you.
The Solicitor General is a statutory counsel of the Republic. We respect decision of the Solgen in this regard, as in fact we respect the Solgen's positions on legal matters that it is defending the Republic pending in any court. So we defer to the decision of the Solicitor General, our counsel.
Second question, sir, is from Deo. Hindi pa masyadong magarbo ang birthday celebration ni House Speaker Pantaleon Alvarez. Balita namin ay week-long celebration ito. Hindi po ba dapat nagpapakita ng modesty ang mga politiko, lalo't maraming Pilipino marin ang hindi nakakain ng 3 beses isang araw?
I was in the birthday party of the Speaker. It was in the City Hall of Tagum. I don't think it can be described as magarbo, no, because he only availed of the physical facilities of the City Hall of Tagum. And I can tell you it was a very simple menu. So, on the contrary, yes, there were quite a number of individuals invited, given his stature. He had to invite his colleagues in Congress. He had to invite, of course, people in government. But more importantly, he had to invite his constituents. That's why there were quite a number of individuals. But very simple in terms of program and in terms of menu.
Look at ABS.
In relation to this sec, in relation to this sec, may we know, may pinag-usapan ba sila ni President?
Wala naman po. It was a very casual, laid-back affair. We arrived at around 7, and I believe the President left shortly after or shortly before 11.
Irene, can you use the mic, please?
There's a report that Davao-based company is going into a joint venture with another telecommunications company which is based in China. How would this factor into the search for the third telco player in the country?
Well, you see, what I do have personal knowledge of is the fact that the President offered the third telecoms carrier to China, and China has in turn elected China Telecoms, no? But I understand there could be a fourth, there could be a fifth, there could be a sixth. I do not know beyond the fact that there will be a third telecoms player.
CDN, Ador, you have any question? Michelle? The Freeman?
Sir, good morning. This train, sir, when this will be fully implemented, considering that especially the transport group, they are now preparing for a petition for fare increases because according to them, once train the excise tax on fuel took effect, they will immediately file a fare increase.
Well, that's within their right. That's pursuant to the law. And that's the procedure that jeepney operators cannot impose unilaterally hike in fare. No? So the Department of Finance, in a briefing conducted in Malacanang through the Secretary of Finance himself, Sandy Dominguez, says that the overall contribution of train to inflation is not even 1%. No? So I believe that the LTFRB will be in a better position and is the legal agency that will decide whether or not there should be a fair hike as a result of train.
On that issue, the Department of Finance indeed has said that only minimal impact on the prices of goods and services. But actually, sir, what we experienced even here in Cebu, like a small bottle of a soft drink, a popular soft drink here, has already increased by 3 pesos even before early this year. So, and other businessmen even has been complaining about increase in the supplies of the raw materials. So
well, number one, the tax on sugar-based soft drinks was actually praised by the WHO as a means of promoting public health, no? Because it will discourage the drinking of very sweet soft drinks. No? In some public schools, they're not even allowed to sell soft drinks to our children. No? So in that sense, train will raise revenues from products which we consider as not being too healthy and at the same time promoting the public health. But I underscore the fact that most of the basics, basic commodities, even if they were levied additional excise tax, no, it was at a minimum level.
But the concern of the consumers, sir, is some unscrupulous businessmen may use train as a reason for imposing undue increase in prices.
Isumbong po natin yan sa DTI because meron pong linalabag na batas kapag sila nagsasamantala sa pagtaas ng presyo at sinisisi sa train, hindi naman pala napupunta sa gobyerno. No? Yan po ay pinagbabawal at pinapatawan po ng parusa. Ulitin ko po, ang train ay nakakabuti dahil unang-una, yung mga kumikita po ng 250,000 pababa, hindi na po magbabayad ng buwis. At yung mga kumikita ng mas mataas na 250, mas maliit po ang babayaran nilang buwis kesa sa sistema ng nakaraan.
We go to the third question from Malacanang Press Corps, from Leila, sir. Also, has the President given any directive regarding the squabble between PCSO GM Balutan and Sandra Cam and the PCSO Christmas party? Has the President ordered a Malacanang probe of the PCSO Christmas party apart from the one that Congress is set to undertake?
The President is about to appoint a new chairman after Chairman Corpus resigned due to health reasons. What I do know is he has tasked, or he will task the new chairman to make sure that all squabbles within PCSO will be settled.
Also, sir, from Henry, tumaas na ang sweldo ng mga pulis at sundalo. Ano naman ang gagawin ng Pangulo para tumaas ang sahod ng mga nasa pribadong sektor? Hindi ba niya hihilingin sa Kongreso na isa batas na ang matagal nang hinihinging across the board wage increase?
Meron po tayo ngayon sistema na regional wage boards. Kung nais po nating magpetisyon para sa mas mataas na daily wage, pwede pong gawin yan sa mga regional wage boards.
Okay. Question from ABS, then Janabayan.
Sec, no announcement ba from President kung sinong possible government official na kanyang sisibakin or planong sisibakin?
Well, let's just say that a decision has been made. There's a reason why it hasn't been announced, but I will be announcing it very soon.
Radyo Pilipinas, Annabelle.
Next
Then we
week.
go to Michelle.
Yes. A teacher had just texted me, sir. He was asking on your reaction regarding the statement of Secretary Jokno that teacher's salary is not a priority.
Well, as far as the President is concerned, he has tasked all workers, his co-workers in government, to find means and ways to increase the salary of teachers.
Sir,
Michelle?
another question. Is President Duterte coming over in Cebu during the Sinulog Grand Parade? Because I interviewed Presidential Assistant for the Visayas, Mike Dino. He said that the President is not coming over due to prior commitments. But pwedeng magbago yun. Is there any update on that?
I think Secretary Dino knows better than me. Yes, so maybe next time.
Maybe next time, okay. Sir, this is...
Alam niyo naman, taga Cebu naman si Presidente, no? Diba? So, taga Danau man ang ating Presidente. So, I'm sure it's a matter of time.
Sir, this is a different issue ba? This is for your information. The Cebu media has been bombarded with the Cebu Flash Report website. Obviously, this is a pro-Duterte Facebook page. But unfortunately, this page usually steals stories from us. They don't attribute yung mga ninakaw nila ng mga balita, mga photos. Is there a way to really unmask the people behind this? Because we receive reports that some government employees are behind this website, and it is such a shame that the 30 supporters are into this kind of page ba? Spreading fake news, ninakaw yung mga sulat namin, yung mga photos namin. Is there a way to really unmask them? Because they're really giving us so much headache.
Well, una-una po, ang internet po ay isang physical manifestation ng free marketplace of ideas na sa isa-isang demokrasya ay pinalalago po talaga natin itong free marketplace of ideas. Pero kung meron pong mga karapatan na nalalabag, pwede naman po kayo magsumbong sa ating kapulisan at sa NBI. Meron naman po tayong cyber crime prevention law at meron po tayong mga law na nagpo-protect against copyright infringement kasi yung mga sinusulat nyo po is covered by copyright. No? So may mga pamamaraan po na matrace at least kung saan yung DNS na identification nila at malalaman natin kahit paano kung saan nagmumula yung mga transmission ng internet na yan na panimula para malaman who is behind it. So pwede naman po kayo pumunta sa mga police o kaya sa NBI. Mas mabuti po siguro sa NBI dahil meron silang mas specific na kakayahan. No? Meron silang cyber desk, no, sa National Bureau of Investigation.
Actually,
Cyber
sir,
crimes desk.
Actually, sir, yung police, yung PNP, cybercrime, nag-investigate na sila when this site nag-issue ng, nag-post na regarding bomb scare, hindi sila nag-file. They have identified the people and yet they failed to file a case against these people.
Well, any citizen can file, no, if there's really basis under the Cyber Crimes Prevention Act.
So it's better for us to go to NBI.
Well, hindi ko pa alam. Pareho naman pong police enforcement agency yan. Pero kung nakuha na ng police ang ebidensya, dapat siguro gamitin niyo yung ebidensyang yon.
Sir, can we assured of na tutulong ka, sir? Kasi mahirap, sir eh.
Parami ng parami po ang aking katungkulan. I'm a spokesperson po. I could help siguro in some other capacity, but right now my priority is to become the president's spokesperson.
Follow up lang sir doon sa yung mayroong istibakin ng mga empleyado ng pamahalaan. But you mentioned during a press con that local executives will be among those who will be affected. So meron na po bang case na being taken up by...
Wala pa po akong alam pagdating sa mga lokal na pamahalaan.
Pero it will be pursued, sir, that angle?
Yes, he has said so.
Manila Bulletin, Ma'am Mines.
Good morning, sir, from Manila Bulletin.
Yes, ma'am.
The PCOO has been going around the country to organize the PCO Net, a network of information officers all over the country. And in fact, there will be a national conference in Davao next month to push for the regularization into plantilla, the IO positions of information officers, which has been a problem ever since. And they are the partners of government information. So what can you comment on this?
Well, I think we welcome the initiative of the PCOO to create information officers. And I also note that the PCOO has also been strengthening its network in the PIA, the Philippine Information Agency. And this is because of the recognition that the people have access to information, and that there's also an importance as far as public policy is concerned, to tell the people what government is doing for them, and also achieving a form of a system, a communication system where people can address their concerns directly to government through these initiatives.
Other questions from the floor? Ellie?
Sir, dadagdagan ko lang yung kay Mitchell kanina. The PNP investigated Cebu Plus report because of stealing of news stories. Tapos may bomb scare false report pa sila. But Chief Superintendent Mario Espino said pinasa niya kay Mayor Radasa ng Lapu-Lapu City for the filing of cases because these government employees and other officials of CFR were already identified and the evidence well already established. But hanggang ngayon walang na-file. Hanggang sa dumating yung days na Espino, General Espino himself was accused of asking 500,000 a week from the gamblers, financial gamblers in Cebu. So, ang question ko naman ito, makakatulong ba kayo to file charges against CFR? Secondly, kasama ba si Espino sa tatanggalin ni President Duterte sa among the generals?
Hindi ko pa po alam kung sino tatanggalin ng mga general, pero sasabihin ko po dun sa aking mga kasama ngayong co-workers in government, perhaps I will bring this matter up to the attention of General Bato. That's the only thing I can do. Okay? Itong issue nito na non-filing of charges against people who've been identified, I'll just bring this to the attention of General Bato. I promise that.
Okay. So we move on again to the questions from the Malacanang Press Corps. From Joanna Balaran. Sabi po ni Attorney Ferdy Topacio na Secretary Roque should not use his position to lobby for the case of Doc Jerry Ortega. Sabi po ni Topacio na he should choose between being a presidential spokesman or a private lawyer. What's his reaction on this?
Well, he's entitled to his opinion, but I have said this over again and again. The president is the chief implementer of the law. It prosecutes cases in the name of the people of the Philippines and cannot sit idly by when there is an instance of a travesty of justice. In any case, I've never hidden the fact that I was previously counsel for the Ortega family, and I even asked for the express consent of the president before I commented on the case.
From Tinamen, sino ang sisibaking chairman? Bakit lagi na lang suspense ang pag-announce ng Pangulo?
The President has his reasons. Let's leave it at that. What's important is he is serious about his resolve to deal with the problem of corruption in government. Uulitin ko pong panawagan, yung mga gusto magbiyahe, gusto yumaman, umalis na po ko ng gobyerno, pumunta na kayo sa pribadong sektor dahil hindi po huhupa ang kampanya ni Presidente laban sa korupsyon.
From the same reporter, sir, some senators and teachers groups are criticizing DBM Secretary Jokno for not prioritizing the increase of teachers this year. Any comment from the palace?
The President has ordered his secretaries to find ways and means to increase the salaries of teachers, no, at the soonest time possible. That's proof that the President has given priority to the interests of our public school teachers.
Other questions from our local media? Sir Ellie, Sunstar.
Sir, in relation to build projects of the President, I understand that there is what they call Nisibula, Negro, Cebu, Bohol, Liti, of which Duterte administration will build bridges connecting these islands, Nisibula. Do you have an idea of when can they start, especially in the bidding process?
Hindi ko alam yung detalye, no? Pero isang alang po ang alam ko na talagang sisimulan na yung bridge na nagko-connect sa Iloilo sa Guimaras, no? The people are excited about that. And they're also talking about a bridge that possibly would connect Cebu with other outlying islands, no? But these are major infrastructure projects that committed by the President, and some of it already comprise build. But as to the details, I'm sorry, I'm not able to address your specific concerns on which of these projects are already included in the 2018 budget.
Okay. Maraming excited dito, sir. Kasi if you can build Cordoba-Cebu, Hitapi-Bohol Bridge, even if signal number 1 on typhoon, there will be no more passengers stranded. Because at present, if there is typhoon number 1, wala nang makabiyahe na barko. But if there is a bridge, tuloy-tuloy ang takbo.
Saan po yung bridge?
Cordoba-Cebu, Hitapi-Bohol Bridge.
Yes, I think that's one of the priorities too, to connect Bohol with Cebu. Yes.
I see.
Oo.
Next question. What happened to your plan of organizing media groups in Cebu and other parts of the country? We are interested because I am the president of all reporters in Cebu, radio, TV, newspaper, under Cebu Federation of Beat Journalists. Perhaps we can help PIA in creating these groups for the purpose of informing properly to the people.
We welcome that initiative po, no? As in fact, that's why we're conducting press briefings outside of Metro Manila. It's also our way of helping media organize itself, because we recognize that media is a partner of government in delivering good news and bad news to the people.
Thank you very much, Ellie. Other questions from the floor from our Irene?
Secretary, the Defense Secretary Lorenzana has been complaining about structures being built by China and Spratly Island. So what is the official position of the government regarding that?
I'm the presidential spokesperson. I think I have said it over and over again. The general thrust is to rely on the principle of good faith. The scope of this principle of good faith is in China's commitment not to reclaim new areas or not to build new artificial islands. And so far, we believe that there has not been any reason why we should doubt China's good faith on the building, on its commitment to desist from making new reclamations or from building new islands.
So what about the survey requested by a China survey for us Philippine Sea, sir?
I do not know what survey you are referring to, ma'am.
There's approved daw ng DFA yung magso-survey.
But that hasn't anything to do with the West Philippine Sea. That's
sir.
Benham Rise.
Yes.
Well, yesterday I said, because we have sovereign rights over Benham Rice since it was awarded to us as an extended continental shelf. We have the right to exclusively explore, exploit, and even conduct scientific research. But the exclusive right means that we can also consent if foreigners would want to do it. For as long as we consent, it will be legal. And the Secretary of Foreign Affairs has said that the same rules will apply to any country that wants to conduct research in Benham Rice. Specifically, the Philippine government would want, number one, that there would always be a Filipino accompanying them in the conduct of research, and number two, that the result of the research will be shared with the Philippine government.
Last question from the Malacanang Press Corps, sir, from Joseph Morong. Would the President agree to any role in the transitory government?
To any role
Yes.
in the transitory government? Well, the President has said that he wishes to finish his term. He wants to cut short his term. He does not intend to lengthen his term. So if his party mates would insist on a transitory provision that would require the President to serve longer, the President has said he's not interested. They may have to ask another person in government for that.
Okay, next question, sir. Benji Oliva, the administrator of Cooperative Development Authority under the Office of the President, told me that by January 15, Congress will start debating federalism because the Committee on Constitutional Amendments already approved in the committee level of federalism. So they will debate on whether to convert the House of Representatives and the Senate to be as Constituent Assembly. Is it true that Congress will start debating federalism on January 15?
They have been studying federalism. They have given federalism the highest priority in both chambers of Congress. And the latest development is Senator Lacson saying that the Senate will pass a resolution converting itself into a constituent assembly. So apparently, the Senate will even go ahead and deliberate proposed revisions to accommodate a federal form of government.
So there will be conversion of General Assembly in the lower house and another in the upper house.
That's what, well, I'm judging only from what Senator Lacson has said, that he will file a resolution convening the Senate into a constituent assembly. So it's really at play. It is being accorded the highest priority by both houses of Congress. And of course, we appreciate the efforts of both houses of Congress in this regard because the shift to a federal form of government is a major campaign promise of the President.
Is it true that the time frame is idungan sa barangay election ang ratification of the federalism?
Well, anything is possible. If they can finish as early as that time, why not? No? So that we can schedule the plebiscite, no, together with the barangay elections. But we're really talking of May of 2018, and it is January of 2018 already.
Last question, sir. I was told that ABS-CBN filed renewal of franchise because its franchise will expire ngayong March 2019. At yung filing hanggang sa committee, hanggang sa receiving area lang raw.
I do not know what you are referring to kasi franchise are never applied for. It is granted by Congress.
Yeah.
So there has to be a House bill proposing the extension. So it is ABS-CBN that is not applying for it. There has to be a sponsor in the House to sponsor a House bill to renew the franchise of ABS-CBN.
So ABS-CBN filed it, but no
I do not know if ABS-CBN can file it because only a member of Congress can file it
yes.
in the form of a House bill.
So until now, nobody wants to
I'm not
file.
sure. But I am not sure if there's already a pending House bill. I used to sit in the Committee on Franchises and I do not recall now if ABS-CBN has actually filed.
Okay.
Sir,
Michelle?
how is possible the no election scenario for barangay and the 2018 election?
That's up to Congress because Congress is the one that schedules and appropriates funds for the barangay elections.
What about the 2019 senatorial election?
That's a constitutional provision. So
Okay.
that's not up to Congress. The Constitution says there will be elections in May of 2019. So it's not under the discretion of Congress.
Okay, sir.
Bombo, you have any question?
Good morning. Tanong ko lang, sir, kasi sinasabing mag-relaunch yung Oplan Tokhang this January. Kung positive, so ano yung assurance ng ating Malacanang in relation sa ating kapulisan na less bloody, less human rights violation?
Well, PNP has said so. PNP, if it does revive Tokhang, will be under the overall direction of the PIDEA that continues to have the lead. And of course, we have pending petitions that were granted by the Supreme Court on writs of amparo on Tokhang. There's one in Payatas, if I'm not mistaken, and 2 more petitions that are being heard by the court. Simply put, the PNP will have to live with these rulings of the Supreme Court.
Ano yung magagawa, sir, sa Malacanang in relation? May mga anti-drug council officer na sasabi na parang na kulang lang siguro ng pag-push yung community-based rehabilitation, kaya maraming bumabalik at either na kukulong, napapatay sa due to drugs.
Well, as you know, it's the rehabilitation of drug users is a major priority. The DOH is acting on this. When we were in Japan, I even met a Japanese doctor who is spearheading the Japanese contribution to the fight against drugs by giving expert opinion and expert assistance on the matter precisely of community rehab.
In relation po sa yung pagtaas, parang pagdoble ng sahod ng mga police, expectation din natin po, less extortion, less human rights violation.
Yan naman po yung sinabi na ni Presidente. No? Kaya niya itinataas ang sweldo ng mga sundalo at pulis dahil kinikilala niya ang importansya ng papel na kanilang ginagampan. Pero at the same time, alam din niya na maraming mga nag-extort na mga pulis, siguro namang disente na. Ngayong disente na ang kanilang mga sweldo, magiging mas professional din ang ating mga men in uniform. Although they are already very professional. Pero yung mga tiwali, ang mensahe is, ayan ang suporta ng gobyerno, mag-ayos na kayo. Konti lang naman yung mga tiwaling yan.
Ador of Cebu Daily News.
Morning po. Sir, we'd just like to get your reaction yung sinabi ni CPCP President Romulo Valles that they are open to a dialogue with the President. I don't know how it would go.
Well, the President always listens to all Filipinos, including the Church. And I think the President would even be more interested to listen to the CPCP now that the head of the CPCP is from his own home city. I met him in the airplane 2 days ago on the way to Davao.
Gladys, UNTV. Other questions from the floor? It's almost 12. All
Okay.
concerns have been exhausted. Before we wind up our press briefing, we'd just like to acknowledge the presence of our pretty Assistant Secretary of PCOO, Asek Queenie Rodolfo, at the
Yes.
back, in black.
Asek Queenie.
Okay. So at this point in time, we'd like to ask for the closing statement of Secretary Roque.
Well, I'd like to thank again the people of Cebu for hosting this Palace briefing. We committed that Palace will be stronger and closer to the people, and this is by way of fulfilling our promise. So mayong buntag sa inyong tanan.
So in behalf of PIA and all other PCO-attached agencies, daghang salamat sa inyong pag-anhi, and definitely it won't be the second and last time that the presidential spokesperson will personally interact with you. So maayong udto ka natong tanan.
Thank you very much. Thank you, thank you. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, thank you.